This is about bringing learning technologies and qualifications together and working in partnership with our key clients, which is why I'm here with Sandra Warren-Smith of the Compass Group. So let's get started. This time last year, Kineo were here and they'd just been acquired by City and Guilds. We're very, very pleased now to be here and showing you a solution that combines all of those different services underneath our group. Now, we have worked with Compass Group for the last 6 to 8 months on this project. We've been working with them for a lot longer, up to about 4 years now. We have brought into a solution around qualifications management, all of our different elements. So that's City and Guilds Qualifications, consultancy, the ILM, the Totra LMS that Kineo are affiliated with, and also the City and Guilds Kineo brand in learning technologies. So let's have a little bit of a look about what we're doing. So traditional qualification delivery does hold some challenges, and those of you who are involved in this will understand them deeply. But it can be time consuming and it can be costly to deliver. And usually there are a lot of systems and a lot of points of entry for data. There are funding, rules and legislations, and lots of different touch points that you need to be involved with to be able to deliver a qualification effectively. The administration can be really, really tough on organisations. So what have we been doing with learning technologies to help this? Let's go over to Compass Group and ask them.
Hi. Good afternoon. Is it afternoon? No, it's still morning. Good morning, everybody. So we've been on a really exciting journey, I'd like to say, in partnership with City and Guilds Kineo. And this was a really important partnership for us because what's probably not always clear is that as an employer, we work under exactly the same criteria for Ofsted as a training provider or a college or a school. So we have to meet all of those Ofsted regulations, and we needed a system that could help us to do that. But let me tell you a little bit more about Compass Group. We're not always that well known actually, because we're a brand that normally sits behind other brands. But if I tell you that we work with the likes of Unilever, Tesco, Bank of America, all of those sort of really big high brand names, you'll understand that we've got a really big market out there. We're actually the leading supplier worldwide of hospitality and food services. So worldwide, we employ 250,000 people. And in the UK alone, we employ over 60,000 employees. Every day we do serve millions and millions of meals. We clean millions and millions of office space, hospitals, establishments. And we are currently the 10th largest provider of funded qualifications through a direct government-funded contract in the UK. So, what does that mean for us? Well, we have to have a very robust qualifications delivery strategy. And in order to fulfill our obligations in terms of providing qualifications to our employees, at any one time we'll have up to 1,500 employees on a qualification with us. And these are nationally recognised, so they're fully portable. What's really great for us is the benefits that we reap from training our own people. And we know from current statistics that over 63% of people that go through a qualification with us stay with us. So even though the qualification's portable, people choose to stay. In terms of our own investment into training and development, we spend around £4 million each year in addition to any funding that we gained through the government contract. And this is a really powerful statistic, I think. We deliver 30,000 training days each year to people within the Compass Group, just in the UK alone. So in terms of our commitments, we are committed to helping people gain qualifications. And specifically, we're really interested in giving opportunities to young people and building our talent pipeline. In order to do this, we run several different initiatives and programs. So in the recent years, we've put over 800 14 to 16-year-olds through basic cookery skills through our Junior Chef Academy. In any one year, we offer over 200 work placements to schools in the UK. And this year alone, we've created 60 job opportunities for 16 to 18-year-olds through our Chef Academy apprenticeship programme. We have 8 embedded apprenticeships at the moment, which include culinary, support services, and a variety of management programmes, actually. And we will continue to deliver that service through a blended approach, and where we need to supplement that, we'll also go out and deliver through subcontract providers. But our core ones we deliver ourselves. So what was our challenge, and why did we engage City and Guilds Kineo to help us? Well, actually, we have a really, really small internal team, about 16 people. So put that into context in terms of trying to deliver 1,500 qualifications a year. It's really difficult if it's face-to-face training hours, and it's also really, really difficult if you're working off Excel spreadsheets and different systems that have to join together. And what it was doing for us was making it really challenging in terms of data management and getting the right information out to be able to present to people like Ofsted. So we had some real challenges when we had our Ofsted inspection. And we wanted to make sure that this year, we're going through inspection again, that we were able to bring out all the data that we required and be able to demonstrate that we were delivering skills to our people in the right way, and the blended approach was the right way to go for us. We also wanted to make sure that the learning experience was great for the learner themselves, and that they had every opportunity to be able to enhance their independent learning and be able to tap into resources as and when they wanted to do that, rather than us delivering it in a classroom environment. And we also appreciate that young learners expect more from technology. So one of the innovative things for us is that our learners can access this learning through a variety of learning technology, so smartphones, tablets, as well as in a computer environment. We also, believe it or not, run on quite a tight budget. So one of the things that was really key to me, that whatever solution we brought in had to be within the current envelope in terms of the budget available. So I'm just going to hand you back over to Sarah to explain the next bit.
Thank you. Thanks, Amy. So just looking at what the aims of the service were. So overall, what were we trying to affect? What were we trying to change to meet that challenge and to meet those issues? So really, the first thing we wanted to do was we wanted to start to be more innovative. We started to add flexibility into the service. So currently, it wasn't particularly learner-centric. You couldn't really learn at your own pace. There wasn't really a central repository for anyone to go to be able to kind of access information at the point of need. It was all very much a formal approach. So we wanted to be innovative in what we were doing in the pilot. We wanted to make sure it was blended and that there wasn't just access at face-to-face points that would be very rigid. So we wanted to move through to have resources that were available on mobile devices, things that were going to be there as people needed them. You'll find that qualifications work in a much more fixed pace than other learning experiences. So we wanted to kind of move away from that. The other thing that we wanted to take into account was that it was going to be moving to controlling an online platform that had an e-portfolio element. So anyone that's familiar with delivering qualifications will know that evidence is a very big part of that. There was nowhere for people to be able to put that evidence in a technology environment. So we wanted to move forward with that as well. And the last thing was that it had to deliver long-term savings. We had to revolutionise the way that it was delivered. We had to change everything that needed to be changed, but we also had to do that within the current cost envelope and hopefully show some savings later down the line. So moving on from that, how it all fits together, there's a lot of things that fit together in this service. I think the important thing to remember is that all of these things happened within the City and Guilds group before. The new part of this is the fact they've all come together over a timeline of development alongside one of our key clients. So we all know that digital delivery is very important in the modern day, and it's very important we're engaging with younger learners, and younger learners are in apprenticeship programs, so we have to be able to react to that. We're using Totara to be able to power this. So Totara is an LMS that we work with a lot at Kineo, and that's the front end of this solution. We've introduced a blended design into all of the qualifications, of which there are 8 now online. We've also looked at bringing in online resources that City and Guilds Group have developed themselves and mapping those into the qualification. We have, of course, moved to an awarding organisation, so all the qualifications that Compass deliver now with the City and Guilds Group, so ILM and City and Guilds. So we moved across from Edexcel, and they're all now City and Guilds awarded. And there are benefits from that, from this service, because we have integrations to the City and Guilds systems. So things like registration and certification are all automated. Assessment in the context of a qualification is really important. And actually what this system does is it allows you to have a robust assessment engine that's managed online. So you'll be able to draw MI and data out of that and make sure that everything you're doing against your qualification is assessed, and then you can move forward knowing you have a competent workforce. We also upskilled the team, and we worked with Sandra's team to deliver some learning to them. Functional skills, how can they deliver functional skills better? TAQA qualification, which is a formal qualification for assessors. So we worked with that team so they could do more than they were already doing, and they could focus on strategy rather than delivering a lot of face-to-face classroom events. And the other thing that's so important in funded qualifications, but also for the strategy of the business, is the MI and the analytics. It was very hard for Compass to get any data out of the systems they were using that was consolidated. So what we've done, we've worked really hard to be able to bring in not just Ofsted data, but data that meant that they could decide which qualifications they're delivering against business strategy. So let's just have a quick look of what we've done. I'll just kind of overview on this. But the main things that we've delivered so far, so I think the phrase that we used was, Sandra's basically opened her door and let the leading awarding organisation crawl all over her qualifications. Now she knows that they're the best in class because City and Guilds have looked at them, and we've developed a number of different kind of gateway points to say that these are the best qualifications you could deliver in these qualifications areas. Sorry. We've also looked at blending those solutions. So each of those qualifications has had a blended curation service run by our own Mark Harrison over there. And we have looked at how each of those qualifications were delivered, and then we have blended them, and we have then put those into the system. So they all exist within the system. Each stage of the qualification is either delivered in a face-to-face or activities, resources, not courses approach, and you're able to see exactly where you need to be as a learner and also draw down all the data you need as an assessor or an administrator. So let's actually have a look at the system. So this is the home page here, and you can see it's actually very light. It's basically driven by Totara, but you have lots of different areas there as a learner. When you log in, and you can see exactly where you are on program, you can see all of your resources in one place, and you can see that there's a community of practice there. You've got your functional skills, which is easy to get to. You've got your ILP, which is your individual learning plan, and you can see exactly where you are on program and access learning materials immediately. The other really brilliant part of the system is that you can see as a manager and administrator, but also as a learner, where you are on program. In a qualification, it's really important that you understand the gateways to move forward. And actually what the system does is it allows you to be able to know when you're overdue on a task or when you're in a task, to see what activities are next to that task, and then to move forward on the qualification. The important part of this was all done in Excel spreadsheets before. So these was all in trackers, and now it's all in the system, and Sandra can get the data that she needs when she needs it. The blended learning approach was very, very diverse. So we haven't just got e-learning, we've got resources, we've got webinars, we've got virtual classrooms, and it's about being able to access the learning that you need when you need it, not waiting for the next classroom event to be able to move forward in your qualification. We've also got content that we mapped in from the City and Guilds group that's around professional cookery, so we've built some content around some of the areas that Compass are delivering. This one is a video that you watch, and as you watch it, you have to pump the soap to find out when you need to wash your hands. So it's a little bit interactive, a little bit fun. We're dealing with kind of level 2, level 3 cookery here, so we need to be able to keep people's interest and keep them excited. Bite-sized modules, really engaging, really, really good fun. The other element that we've developed is functional skills delivery. I think one of the big challenges for employers delivering their own qualifications through an embedded model is that they really don't have time to focus on the functional skills. They're employers. They expect a certain level of competence from the people that are joining their business. So actually, functional skills is a big challenge. And we've developed a set of resources that will allow people to be able to deliver functional skills at their own pace, not rely on face-to-face events, and actually be able to kind of get that stuff done easily and move forward. So what's the impact? I'm going to hand back to Sandra for this one.
So you can see from what's been achieved, and I have to say in a very short space of time, as Sarah said, you know, we've been working on this project for eight months probably in total, which is massive in terms of system integration and mapping qualifications across. For us, really the partnership has been absolutely key. We've worked hand in hand on this. And what that's really given us is a real quality provision for our learners. We now have one integrated system that will manage all of our qualifications, taking away the headache of Excel spreadsheets, going to and from different systems. And really what that means for us is that we're focusing on the outcome for the learner. We're focusing on the learning for the learner, not on managing processes for us. We've absolutely transformed the way in which we're going to deliver qualifications in the future by really adopting an innovative approach and bringing all these systems together. And what's really great about that is we've actually worked with ILM for quite some time. But actually, for me, to get City and Guilds and ILM to work together has been absolutely fantastic, because they've cooperated. I've now got that into one system. And of course, for us, it will increase quality and efficiency for my team internally in terms of managing the administration and the delivery of our qualifications. So what does all that mean? Well, as the slide says, for us, the number tells the story. So I said to you earlier that what was really important for me is I have my budget set a year in advance. So when we started on this journey, I'm sure Sarah will agree with me here. One of my first points was, you can't go outside of the budget that I've already got set. But actually, the team at City and Guilds Kineo went one better for me. And actually, when they came back and said, this is the cost envelope, what they said is, you can actually deliver 50% more qualifications than you can at the moment in the same cost envelope. So that's a massive benefit for us. We have 8 qualifications available in this new system, online, ready to go from Monday. So we're very, very excited as an internal team. And over the 3 years, the next 3 years of my budgeting processes, I expect to save, through efficiency, £250,000. Now, that was a really powerful story for me to be able to take back to my exec team and say, can you put the seal of approval on this, please? Normally in Compass, a system like this, you're probably looking to 18 months to 2 years to get approval. I got the stamp straight away. Next slide.
Okay, so just to round up before we go to questions, I think it's good to come back to this slide and see how we're fitting together. So I think really the thing we're proudest in terms of this is it really does bring together all the elements of our group, and that's a really exciting thing to be able to show. City and Guilds and ILM are providing, the best-in-class qualifications for Compass. They've also ensured that the delivery internally is up to scratch and is as good as it will be. And we've actually even done some changes in terms of the qualifications that are delivered based on our recommendations. So that's kind of business as usual. What the added kind of wrapper around that is that we've been able to really put those qualifications all in one place. All the data's in one place. there's one point of entry for all of the learner information. There's one point of exit for all the MI, and that's really important. That's created all the efficiencies that Sandra's just highlighted there. And I think really, you know, Tota is an incredibly powerful learning management system, and that's given us a really nice looking front end. And that's given us the ability to provide a great learning portal for those people who previously didn't have anywhere to go, where everything was held in one place. They didn't have anywhere to go to see where they were in their qualification, and now they do. And I think, you know, we're incredibly proud. We're a bit tired because it's going live on Monday. You can imagine it's been quite a slog. But we're really looking forward to turning it on and seeing what happens. So thanks very much, and move forward to any questions. Silence. Okay, thank you so much for coming and listening, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the show.